Every time before it gets dark, this man sprinkles alcohol on the doorstep of his house. As soon as he returns home, the first thing he does is clean his dog. As soon as he sees that the sun is about to set, he immediately closes the doors and windows by installing special steel plates. But despite there not being a single light in the house, he does not feel safe. He sits huddled in the bathtub with his dog, holding his rifle to his chest. Only then does he find peace. Actually, the man has set up such tight security because as soon as the darkness of night falls, the world outside no longer belongs to humans. There, herds of terrifying zombies roam the streets, spreading terror. Because about 5 years ago, in 2012, a virus wreaked havoc. This virus killed 90% of humans while 9% turned into zombies. These zombies are afraid of sunlight. They only come out at night, and their sense of smell is extremely sharp. Meanwhile, the main character of our story, Will, is a survivor of this virus. Because he falls among the less than 1% of people in the whole world who have a strong antibody. Will was racing fast through the deserted streets of New York, driving his Ford Mustang. He was chasing a deer in the middle of the city. In this world where he is now the only one left, food has become the most basic and most important need. But just as he was about to hunt, suddenly a lioness pounced and surrounded the deer before him. Seeing his prey being snatched away, Will thinks of killing the lioness. Just then, a lion and a cub also come out. Seeing the three of them, Will is reminded of his dead family. He does not fire because he knows that lions maintain the balance of nature. Before going out in search of other survivors, he goes to his underground medical room and sees whether the mutant mice have become normal through the treatment or not. But he still doesn't see any difference. Actually, Will is a brilliant scientist. He has developed gene therapy based on a virus vaccine. Just when he felt that today would also be disappointing, he saw that a mutant mouse no longer had the strength to attack. This gave him a hint that the mouse was gradually becoming normal. If this experiment conducted on the mouse is successful, he can turn those zombies back into normal humans too. During the day, to search for survivors in zombie hideouts, Will leaves the house every morning at exactly 8 a.m. Every day he drives to the video store. There he changes the DVD and asks about the well-being of the mannequins kept there. Seeing this, no one can even imagine how lonely a person can be that he has to make friends out of mannequins. He marks every place he visits on a map and collects food and essential supplies from those places. In search of other survivors, he calls on the radio every day at exactly 12 o'clock noon and drives to the pier in hope of a miracle. But full 3 years have passed. He never got any answer. To reduce his loneliness, Will goes to the Enterprise aircraft carrier in the afternoon and plays golf while standing on a plane. But during this, his dog saw something strange. There was movement somewhere far away. Will immediately picks up the rifle, looks through the scope, and finds that it is a deer. Without delay, he sets out to hunt with the dog. But then a bad incident occurs. While running here and there, the deer accidentally gets trapped in a closed area and enters a building out of fear. Perhaps the dog had not received meat for a long time. Therefore, he also enters the building behind it without fear. Will tries to stop him. Will gets nervous, but for his dog, he has to go inside. It was completely dark inside, nothing was visible. Even if I have turned the brightness of the video to full, the atmosphere still looked even more scary and terrifying. At this moment, Will's heart was panicking badly. Even a mirror could scare him. As he was going upstairs searching for the dog, suddenly he heard a painful scream. He feared that something bad might have happened to his dog. He moved forward while comforting himself. Following the bloodstains on the stairs, he saw the severed head of an animal at the turn. The relief was that, upon moving further, he found out it was a moose that had just been killed. But the fear before dying was clearly visible on the face of the moose. Seeing this, Will aimed his gun and started looking around. Then he saw another terrifying sight. In the blink of an eye, a pack of zombies was less than 5 meters away from him. Will had to gather courage for his dog and go inside. Finally, he finds his German Shepherd under a table, who looked extremely scared. Just as he was about to move forward and call the dog's gaze fixed directly behind Will's back. Will feels something is wrong. As soon as he turned back to look, a terrifying scene appeared. Will started running outward like crazy with his dog. But eventually, they were caught by the zombies. But the good thing was that Will jumped out of the dark window in time, and as soon as the sunlight hit it, the zombie was immediately injured on the ground. Although the recent experience scared Will, it was because of this that he also found a hideout. To experiment on zombies, Will laid a trap outside. He took out a vial of his own blood and placed it at the door of the building. while he himself sat hiding outside. Indeed, within just 2 minutes and 30 seconds, a zombie got caught in the trap. And as soon as the trap was activated, a live zombie was forcibly pulled out. But then, with a roar full of anger, a zombie with a scary face suddenly came out, as if he wanted to eat Will alive right away. He himself could not understand why this zombie was so angry. After returning home, Will just remained busy experimenting on the zombie. He had no idea that this female zombie was actually the wife of that zombie king who was just roaring. Because of Will capturing her, a full-scale war broke out between zombies and humans. He was the only living person in this city, but he was surprised when he saw that the head of a mannequin suddenly moved. And even more scary was that this mannequin, which should actually have been at the door of the video store, how did it suddenly reach many kilometers away? No one understood this. In the meantime, Will took out his gun and aimed it at the mannequin, thinking that some human has placed the mannequin here so that they can talk to Will. But he didn't see any human around because actually, this is a trap that the zombie king has laid for revenge because he had captured his wife. When Will goes near the mannequin and bends down to look at the water lying under it, suddenly the trap laid by the zombie king gets activated and Will is left hanging in the air. Due to the injury on his head, Will becomes unconscious. When the sun is about to set, Will wakes up hearing his alarm clock. As soon as the sunlight fades, the scary zombies come out. Then Will takes a knife out from his waist and cuts the rope tied to his legs in panic. But as soon as he falls to the ground, the knife enters straight into his thigh. Because of this, there was even more trouble now as the final rays of the setting sun were disappearing. The next moment, Will felt something was wrong. Scary sounds started coming from the dark building in front. In the meantime, the zombie king appeared, and he released 3 fierce hunting dogs. But because of the remaining rays of the sun, they could not reach him. But as soon as the sun sets after a few minutes, the zombie hunting dogs attack like crazy. At this time, our main character's life is in danger, and he is injured. Between his life and death, the only ray of hope is that German shepherd who has stood by him in this apocalypse. This German shepherd is his only companion. He is the reason for his living. He's afraid that his German shepherd might die. There was a pistol kept in the car. Will started crawling toward the car, but as the last rays of the sun began to disappear, the attack of the hunting dogs intensified. Now he had less time. Enduring the pain, he stands up and moves forward on his toes, but after walking a few steps, he falls on the ground again. Exactly at that time, the fierce zombie dogs pounced on him, but Will stops their attack with his gun's bullets. But then another zombie dog pounces on him. In the blink of an eye, the sharp teeth of the fierce dog were about to tear his cheek when the German shepherd arrives in time and saves him. But the worst thing was about to happen now. During the fight that just happened, the German shepherd had been bitten by the other dog. Because of this, Will's heart sank, because only Will has the antibodies, not the German shepherd. After returning home, Will immediately injected an antiviral medicine. He picked him up in his lap and began to hope that the German shepherd would be okay. He was comforting himself with a smile that his beloved companion would be fine. Then hair started falling from the German shepherd's body. When he lifted the dog's eyelids, he saw that symptoms of the disease had started appearing in the corners of the eyes, and deadly symptoms were also visible in the mouth. Will's heart broke, but reality forced him to take a painful decision, and even though he didn't want to, Will strangled his love with his strong palms, that love who had stood by him in countless lonely dark nights. He was completely broken, but at this time, Will also discovers a strange problem, that when an infected human becomes a zombie, he doesn't have that much brain. But still, how could they lay a trap exactly like humans? But when he looked at the side seat, and there was no sign of Sam, at this moment Will could no longer endure it. Therefore, that same night, he took his car and raced straight toward the harbor and started attacking those zombies without a second thought. Although because of being in the car, the zombies could not harm him, they just kept coming continuously. They completely surrounded the car and started breaking the glass. Then some zombies climbed onto the lamp and dropped it directly onto the car. Will got stuck in the car. He saw the crowd advancing toward him, so he quickly starts trying to get out of the car. But then more zombies reach there. Then the leader of the zombies orders to attack him, but before Will could do anything, the car flipped straight to the edge due to the collision, and the monster came in front of Will. Now Will was exactly like a deer caught in a trap. Death was moving toward him every moment. But at this time, a bright light was seen as if some human were coming toward him. Eventually, he could no longer endure it and became unconscious. When he woke up, he found that he was lying in his house and the injury on his leg had been bandaged. He saw that he was near a woman who was with a child. It had been 3 years since Will had seen a human. He didn't understand how to talk to people. After this, the woman started introducing herself. Anna told Will that she had heard Will's news on the radio. She came to New York with the child and waited the whole day, but Will didn't come. She was thinking of going to Vermont because it is a safe place for humans. Hearing this, anger appeared on Will's face. He told Anna that there is no safe place anywhere here. All of America has been destroyed. Anna wanted to argue with Will, but then Will shouted at them. He always believed that he was the only one left alive on Earth. Because of this, there was heavy mental pressure on him. In despair, Will became completely dependent on science and logic, and focused all his attention on finding a cure for the virus. His entire life and hopes rested on this one goal. But Anna's news suddenly changed his thinking completely. She told him that there are survivors elsewhere as well. This meant that Will's long-standing loneliness and hard work were perhaps not in vain, because now a living human was standing in front of him. Will struggled with his thoughts and emotions in his room for a long time. Eventually, he accepted reality and came out of the room. Anna explained to Will that they should go to the quarantine zone with her, but Will clearly refused. He said that he would not leave here at all. After this, Anna reached Will's lab. When she saw that female zombie lying in the ice, she could not believe her eyes, and she asked Will if he could really cure this zombie. After this, Anna saw pictures of hundreds of zombies on the wall. To make the vaccine, Will had used them like lab mice. As soon as the sun's rays began to disappear, Will immediately closed all the doors and windows. Anna then tried to convince Will to go to the quarantine zone. But before Will could give any answer, he heard loud movement from outside. When he opened the small window and looked, he found that zombies in a large crowd were moving toward his house. Will could not believe the scene before his eyes. He had always tried his best to hide his scent, but still in a large crowd, the zombies had found out his hideout. They started moving toward them like crazy monsters. When the man asked carefully, he found out that yesterday when the woman saved him, she brought him to the safe house, but later she did not take any precautions. However, now was not the time to blame her. Will immediately turned on all the bright lights around. But the surprising thing was that the zombies who were usually afraid of light suddenly became very clever this time. After destroying all the streetlights, they started moving rapidly toward the man. Frightened, Will immediately started the second security arrangement and activated all the nearby bombs at once. When Will looked again, he found that all the zombies had been killed in the bomb blasts. But as he started calling Anna, there was no answer. Then he went upstairs to find her. Exactly at that moment, a zombie attacks him. It holds him tightly and throws him from the ground onto the table. Helpless Will becomes a victim of brutality. Just as the zombie thinks that Will is dead, it doesn't know that he was acting until now. Taking the opportunity, he picks up a screwdriver and strikes the zombie. But this strike does not cause any harm. The zombie picks him up and throws him down. Now, as the zombie king growls at him in anger, Will quickly picks up a rifle from nearby. But the zombie runs away as if he knows how dangerous human weapons are. Will takes aim here and there, but the zombie hides directly behind the wall. Therefore, Will immediately aims at a gas cylinder and fires a bullet. Due to the explosion, the zombie falls straight outside. But still it doesn't get much hurt, after which it climbs the stairs and disappears from there. When Will chases it, he finds that it has jumped out of the window and run away. Will quickly goes inside the house to find the woman, but he sees that there is another zombie in the room and the woman and child are hiding under the cupboard out of fear. Will signaled them not to make any sound at all. He was preparing to finish the zombie with a pistol. But just then the zombie saw them. To ensure both were not harmed, Will was forced to gather courage and enter inside. Then he fired bullets at it. But suddenly a loud sound was heard from outside. When Will opened the door, the zombie king was roaring at him. Actually, he had gone to call more people just now. Even more scary was that now their attack was not just destruction, but with full planning. When Will saw the leader of the zombies outside the window, restlessness arose in his mind because the zombies did not seem like just animal-like creatures, but they also had brains. All three quickly ran to the basement. Then Will closed the main door properly, and Anna took the child and hid in the lab. But then she saw a miraculous sight and immediately called Will. Actually, the vaccine made by Will was showing its effect, and the zombie king's wife was gradually turning back into a human. But just then, the zombies broke in. Then Will quickly closed the glass door. Will wanted to tell these zombies that he can make all the zombies human again. But at this time, in the eyes of the zombies, Will himself was a terrifying zombie, because not only does he capture their companions from time to time to experiment on them, but this time, He had even kidnapped the Zombie King's wife. Because of this, the entire army of zombies was boiling with anger. As the Zombie King was continuously pushing the glass door, the door was gradually breaking. At this time, Will realized his situation. When he was looking here and there unknowingly, his gaze fell on the butterfly mark on the woman's neck. Seeing the butterfly, it felt as if he understood everything. He immediately picks up a container and extracts serum from the body of the Zombie King's wife, because her blood was like a vaccine, meaning it could create antibodies. Therefore, after extracting the serum, he sends the woman and child into the safe underground passage, and after handing the serum to the woman, he closes its gate. Just then, the Zombie King broke the glass. Exactly at that moment, Will pulled the pin of a grenade and ran straight toward the herd of zombies. And here, this spectacular movie ends. By the way, tell me how you liked this movie. If you liked it, share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel by liking the video. Okay? Let's meet again.